Nikola Tesla, a man who chose silence over recognition, thinking, calculating, and searching for answers no one else could see.
In a small and modest laboratory, far from the noise of the world, he spent countless hours alone.
While others were chasing money and fame, Tesla was chasing something far more powerful: ideas. Every number he wrote, every line he calculated, was part of a vision.
A vision that existed only in his mind. He believed that true greatness was not measured by applause,
But by impact. Not for himself, but for the world.
In the quiet of this room, without an audience, without validation, he was building the future.
This is not the story of a man who followed success, but the story of a man who defined it.
Before the world knew his name, he was just a quiet child with a different way of seeing things.
While other children were playing, Nikola spent his time observing, questioning, trying to understand the hidden logic behind everything around him.
He wasn't interested in noise or distraction. What fascinated him was how things worked.
Guided by a strong and intelligent mother who recognized something special in him,
Tesla began developing a mind that would later challenge the limits of science.
He didn't just look at the world.
He tried to decode it.
In these simple moments, inside a modest home, something extraordinary was quietly taking shape.
Not talent alone, but a way of thinking that would one day change everything.
As Nikola grew older, one thing became clear. He was not like the others. In the classroom, while students struggled to keep up,
Tesla was already ahead, solving problems before they were fully explained. He didn't just memorize, he understood.
Numbers, patterns, ideas. They made sense to him in a way that set him apart. Teachers began to notice.
not just a good student.
And we will void this toy og the born void lie, but a mind operating on a different level.
Hours passed like minutes when he studied.
Books were not just information. They were doors to something greater. And even at a young age, Nikola Tesla was already thinking beyond the limits of the classroom.
University was not just a place of learning for Tesla. It was a test.
A constant race between pressure and potential. From crowded classrooms to silent libraries. From long nights in isolation to moments where his mind moved faster than everyone around him.
He wasn't living like other students. No distractions, no balance, just focus, obsession.
But the deeper he went, the more he separated himself from the world around him, alone in corridors, driven by something no one else could see. This was not just education, this was transformation.
In 1884,
Nikola Tesla made one of the most important decisions of his life.
Keep this letter safe.
I will.
At the time, the United States was rapidly becoming a center of innovation and industrial growth. For ambitious minds, it represented opportunity, but also uncertainty.
Tesla arrived in New York with almost no money, no established connections, and no guarantee of success. Yet what he carried with him was far more valuable: his knowledge, his vision, and an unwavering belief in his ideas.
This journey was not simply a change of location. It was the beginning of a new chapter, one that would place him at the heart of one of the great logical...
Shortly after arriving in New York, Nikola Tesla began working for Thomas Edison, one of the most established inventors of the time.
We must expedite the installation. Time is money, gentlemen, and we have promises to keep.
At first, it seemed like the perfect opportunity.
Observe the symmetry. This induction motor requires no commutator, reducing maintenance and sparking. The efficiency will increase exponentially.
Forget the theories. Get this plating finished by noon. We have quotas to meet.
Edison was known for his practical approach and his success in building real.
By the late 1880s, the collaboration between Tesla and Edison had turned into open opposition.
Tesla, however, introduced a different approach: alternating current, or AC.
Edison strongly supported direct current, or DC, a system he had already invested in and built across parts of the United States.
What followed was not just a technical disagreement, but a full-scale industrial and ideological battle.
Edison used his influence to defend DC, while Tesla, supported by new allies, pushed forward with AC. We cannot risk this deadly current in our homes.
He says it is unsafe. Do you think it is true?
This was no longer just about science.
It was about power, control, and the future of the modern world.
After his separation from Edison, Nikola Tesla found himself alone.
Without financial security, without strong support, and without recognition.
In a city full of opportunity, he was just another unknown name.
For a time, he struggled. Limited resources, uncertain future, and ideas that few were ready to understand.
But adversity did not stop him. It refined him.
With very little to his name, Tesla returned to what he did best: thinking, designing, and pushing forward. He didn't abandon his vision. He rebuilt it, step by step. Idea by idea, he began again. Not as an employee, but as an independent mind.
And this time, he would do it his way.
Against all odds, Nikola Tesla's ideas began to take form in the real world. Alternating current, once doubted and resisted, proved to be not only effective, but revolutionary.
Cities began to change. That
It could travel farther, reach more people, and transform entire systems.
Tesla's vision was no longer just theory. It was reality.
Recognized by engineers, supported by investors, and adopted on a larger scale, his work became a foundation for modern electrical infrastructure.
This was more than success. It was impact. A quiet mind,